Initiate sequence. Retrotron Entertainment presents
That 70s Nerd. I explore the hidden depths of 1970s pop culture, from movies and television to books, comics and magazines, music, toys, and technology. Discover forgotten classics and hidden gems you will not find anywhere else with That 70s Nerd. In 2023, with a lack of engaging contemporary television options, older series emerged as the top content streamed across various platforms. Among the plethora of classic shows available, selecting one can be challenging, especially considering the abundance of episodes. However, one franchise that merits revisiting is The $6 Million Man and its spin-off, The Bionic Woman. These series boasted recurring characters, multi-part episodes, rich lore, and crossovers. So, where to start? The Moon and the Desert pilot episode. Veteran astronaut and American hero Steve Austin faces a life-altering accident during a test flight, losing both legs, one arm, and his left eye. But all hope is not lost. Dr. Rudy Wells offers Steve Austin the opportunity to have experimental surgery that will augment his body with electronics. There's one catch. If Steve accepts, he must become an agent for OSI, Office of Scientific Intelligence, a top-secret government organization. Despite resistance, Steve reluctantly accepts his new reality. Pilot episode sticks close to the novel Cyborg by Martin Caidin, on which it was based, and delivers a taut, suspenseful action drama that sets up what would become one of the biggest pop culture events of the 1970s. The show initially had a darker, more mature tone, but the story is still fun and exciting to watch. I give this episode 5 out of 5 Bionic stars. Number 2. Eyewitness to Murder. Steve Austin inadvertently witnesses an assassination attempt on a criminal prosecutor. Despite capturing a suspect, doubts arise when the suspect provides an ironclad alibi. Convinced of the truth, Steve follows leads as time ticks away before a crucial court hearing. This is, in my opinion, the single best episode of the entire series. Alfred Hitchcock meets superhero action. The plot will leave you guessing until the last moment. I give this episode 5 out of 5 Bionic stars. Number 3. Day of the Robot. When an old friend and rival of Steve Austin's, Major Frederick Sloan, played by the incomparable John Saxon, is kidnapped and replaced by a robot in a bid to steal a top-secret device, Steve Austin is up against an equally powered foe, while his friend is kept prisoner under threat of execution. The Bionics vs. Robotics smackdown is still awesome. This is the first episode to feature the infamous Bionic sound effect, although it was used for the robot, not the Bionic Man. This episode also inspired the Maskatron toy, which most people of my generation falsely remembered as the character's name. I give this episode 4 out of 5 Bionic stars. Number 4. The Pioneers. An experiment in cryogenically freezing astronauts goes terribly wrong. Steve Austin must rescue David Tate, who has lapsed into a zombie-like state and is now terrorizing the countryside. This episode features a unique premise and shows the darker side of Rudy Wells and OSI. I give this episode an enthusiastic 3 out of 5 Bionic stars. Number 5. The $7 Million Man. When Steve discovers that there is another Bionic Man, Barney Miller, no, not that Barney Miller, a famous race car driver, The Bionic Man is assigned to help him adjust to his augmented abilities, but things go awry when Barney starts to enjoy his new job a little too much. This episode features a recurring character, Monty Markham as Barney Miller, and plenty of bionic action. I give the $7 Million Man a solid 4 out of 5 bionic stars. If you love classic 70s sci-fi, you will love Galaxy Astra, Paladin of the Crystal Planet. Hundreds of years ago, the human species abandoned Earth in generational starships and was transported via wormhole to a far-flung galaxy at war. Now humans have been dispersed throughout the stars, but there is still danger lurking in the cold vastness of space. The dread Paralords have returned from exile to threaten the peaceful reign of the Empress of Illumination. Every Retrotron book is painstakingly designed to look exactly like a vintage 70s paperback. Available in paperback and ebook from Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Booksamillion.com, Apple Books, Kobo, and Smashwords. Get your copy today. Number 6, The Bionic Woman. In this epic double episode that would go on to spawn the equally popular spin-off series, Steve Austin is reunited with his high school sweetheart, Jamie Summers, played by Lindsay Wagner, now a famous tennis star. After a date gone horribly wrong, Jamie is fitted with bionics to save her life. Jamie is forced to adjust to her new life, but her body begins to reject its new bionics. Will Jamie survive? Will Steve propose marriage? This is classic 70s television on a grand scale. There just isn't anything like it anymore. Not to mention, Lee Major sings the love theme himself.
Our friendship is finished, that's true. But there's hope, a way to make it through.
I give this episode 5 out of 5 bionic stars. Number 7, The Secret of Bigfoot. Another iconic double episode. While setting up an earthquake warning system, Steve Austin encounters the enigmatic Bigfoot and his mysterious masters. Not only a double episode, The Secret of Bigfoot introduces some of the 1970s biggest New Age fads: Bigfoot, UFOs, Native American mysticism, and environmentalism. From the costumes and hair to the visual effects and narrative themes, this is a cornucopia of retro fun just waiting to be discovered. Wrestler Andre the Giant originated the role of Bigfoot. I give this episode 5 out of 5 robot Sasquatch roars. Number 8, Kill Oscar. Truly epic in scope, Kill Oscar is a triple episode double crossover event that also introduces iconic elements such as the fembots. Steve and Jamie rush to rescue Oscar from captivity, while also battling an army of face-stealing robots. Meanwhile, a mad scientist, played by respected British thesp John Houseman, threatens the world with a weather-controlling device. I give this episode 5 out of 5 bionic stars. Number 9, Death Probe. Another iconic enemy, the robotic Death Probe. Steve Austin faces off against his deadliest enemy yet, a remote Martian lander gone berserk. With his bionic arm crushed, Steve must rely on his intellect to defeat this mechanical menace. I give this episode 4 out of 5 bionic stars. Help support this podcast and independent publishing by becoming a Patreon supporter or by leaving a tip at Buy Me a Coffee. Visit Retrotron-Entertainment.com for more information, links in the description below. Now back to the podcast. Number 10, Sharks. Steve joins a mission to recover a lost tracking device aboard a sabotaged submarine. After pirates take control, Steve must navigate alliances to prevent a nuclear disaster. underwater bases, trained sharks, nuclear subs. This double episode has literally everything. Tons of underwater action and good suspense make this outlandish story a must-see. I give this episode 4 out of 5 Bionic stars. There you have it, 10 fantastic episodes of classic TV.